Hi, I'm looking at another of those fantasy books that I love so much. That's right, you guessed. I'm looking at a recipe book. Actually, this time, Jamie Oliver has a Christmas cookbook. Now, I quite like Jamie's food, despite the fact that when we see him on TV, he seems to be able to do it in 5 minutes. And in 5 minutes, I haven't even collected the ingredients, let alone cooked anything. I still find him inspiring, that I really might be able to cook some of those things. But I tell you, when I looked at some of these Christmas recipes here, you know the Bumbalaska? I don't know about you, but when I was a young thing starting to go out to restaurants with young gentlemen, it was the height of sophistication to order a Bumbalaska. Oh, didn't we feel like ladies when something flaming arrived at the table? I must admit, the first time that ever happened to me, I didn't know whether I was supposed to wait for the fire to burn itself out, or whether they were going to come and put it out, or whether I was supposed to put it in my mouth while it was still flaming. But being the sophisticated only an 18, 19-year-old can be, I waited till it burned out. Later I found out that was the right thing. But getting back to Jamie, he has something called a winter bomb. It's chocolate, cherries, vino, panettone and pistachios. Oh dear, I have to tell you, it looks positively deadly. And yet, that's all the instructions that are there. So really, although some of these things look like you'd need to be a MasterChef winner, let alone a contestant, when you have a close look at them, they're not too bad. Another thing I like about Jamie's recipes is that he doesn't tell you to cook the panettone from the start. He just takes it that you'll go and buy one and use that. There's also other interesting little recipes. For instance, there's a mint sauce that's quite interesting. Potatoes. Now, sometimes I think I've done everything that there is possible to do with a potato, but here Jamie has one called My Pommes Anna, which is quite an interesting mixture of English, French and Italian. But they're finely sliced potatoes, rosemary, thyme and horseradish. That sounds very tasty, don't you think? And it looks really good. It's just a shame that this book is for the type of Christmases we Australians used to have. I know these days many more of us go to the salad or the seafood, but Jamie hasn't totally left us out. For instance, he does a beetroot carpaccio, which again sounds really simple. It's balsamic, lemon, Worcestershire sauce and Dijon over the top of really finely sliced beetroot. Now that's one we could have here on a lovely hot summer's day. I just find this a rather nice little book. There's all sorts of things, a seafood smorgasbord. They all look quite simple, they look quite tasty. And I guess when it comes to food, tasty's what we're after, don't you think? Now, I've been telling you that on the back burner, I've been trying to organise some more interviews. And I have great pleasure in telling you that our next interview is going to be with, drumroll please, Fiona McIntosh. Fiona has out a new book, and this time it's about chocolate. I tell you, that girl writes about things. I think I preferred it when she wrote about the perfume last year, but oh dear, I thought I might have been putting on a little bit of weight reading this book. It's a fascinating read, as are all Fiona's books. Once again, she's writing about a girl who steps outside of her time, a woman who is independent in a time when independence in a woman isn't actually valued. In fact, Oh, poor Alexandra's mother really despairs of the fact Alexandra's 23 and she's single, and she doesn't even take very well to the people coming. Last year I had the great pleasure of speaking to Fiona about her book, The Perfumer's Secret. And in fact, when she comes in to visit us, that's right, I've just let the cat out of the bag. Fiona McIntosh is going to be our guest on Starts at 60 Live. I'm really looking forward to speaking to her again. As I say, I spoke to her last year, found her a charming woman, a very intelligent woman. And I'm really looking forward to talking to her again, this time about the chocolate tin. Also, another fascinating woman who's coming in to talk to us about her book is the amazing Anita Hince. I first met Anita a couple of years ago when she was a guest at the Brisbane Writers' Festival. And I have to tell you that at that point, I'd not read any of her books. I very quickly remedied that, and now I'm really looking forward to having again here on Starts at 60 in conversation live with Anita Hince. She'll be talking about her latest book, which is based around the Cowra breakouts. Very fascinating book. I'm sure you'll enjoy Anita and what she has to say to us. And finally for this week, here we are, Ian Rankin. Now tell me, is there any of us who have not read at least one Ian Rankin? John Rebus. I thought he'd actually retired, but then he did come back a few books ago, didn't he? This time he's investigating a case that has gone cold. It's one of those things that, unfortunately, it was never solved. It was the death of the beautiful Maria, still preying on his mind. Murdered in her hotel room on the night a famous rock star and his entourage was staying there. Maria's killer has never been found. In this book, not only does Rebus continue his story, but we again meet up with Big Jer Cafferty. One would think, as an old-time crime boss, Big Jer must be getting around to spending some of his ill-gotten gains. Or is he just biding his time until Edinburgh is once more ripe for his picking? Oh, I do so enjoy Ian Rankin. Rather Be the Devil is his latest book, his John Rebus. Well, there's this week's books. Now I have to tell you, I'm absolutely loving your comments and suggestions for people you'd like interviewed. I've taken some of these to heart, and I'm speaking. Their people are speaking to my people, as they say in the trades. I'm lining up a couple of people that I'm sure you are going to be so thrilled. They're both Australian, so watch this space. Thank you very much too for all your lovely comments. It is really delightful to read what you think of what we're trying to present here for you at Books at 60. Your support is necessary and most appreciated. I look forward to seeing you again soon, probably next week. Bye for now.